moment. I've probably not said it properly, but my dear friend and neighbour Jess, it was Jess that reminded me that we used to do those every week on some very long-winded away losing journeys. So that was kind of what prompted us to do it. So good one, Jess, well done. It must be time then to do this.
Yes, indeed. It's time for the poll that fills a hole. The vote of note and the question following Preston. Who will you vote for this week? Will it be Lisa or will it be Carolyn? To vote for Lisa, text, tweet, Facebook, shout or sing the word Lisa at the very top of your voice in our general direction. And to vote for Carolyn, do the same. But replace the word Lisa with the word Carolyn so we know where your vote's going. Have you got it?
Got it.
Get voting. Lines are now open.
Excellent one. Thank you very much.
Hi, blessings to each and every one of you. Join me, Darren Hoy, with the Reggae Takeover Show for 2 hours of the finest reggae vibes, each and every Wednesday, 9 through to 11 p.m, here on Seclo Sounds. Don't miss out on your weekly Sunshine Fix, featuring Roots, Rude Boy, Dub, Lovers Rock, Ska, One Drop, and much, much more. So go on, give your sound system a treat. Join me, wind down low, and skank the night away. One love. That's Wednesdays, 9 through to 11 p.m, live on Seclo Sounds.
Mr. Darren Hoy's show. Yeah, if you like reggae, it's good. If you don't, it's not much point really. But
there's no real point promoting it because he's got relegated this week.
Yes, it's true. Yeah, are they actually out? Are they? No, I think they are anyway. We know that.
They know where they are. Yeah.
Okay, you're listening to the MooCamp Radio Show here on Seclo Sounds, a fact for which we're eternally grateful, and we got stuff we want to talk about. So, let's start our discussions by talking about the joy that was Preston. What do we got to say?
That was all right. I enjoyed it. It was brilliant.
Where's tradition gone, guys? Hand.
Oh, hand.
Hand.
One of the better ones I've been to, I must admit. Is that positive enough for everyone on that MooCamp? Or Concrete Roundabout, whatever it's called. You're all idiots.
And they're all idiots with broken speakers now, so thank you very much.
Idiots, a lot of you.
So, anyone else we need to abuse, just let us know, and we will abuse you as appropriate.
It was all right. I didn't think we were going to win. I wasn't particularly annoyed that we lost, but I thought it was all right. First half was all right. Second half was a red card. Sorry.
You're not telling him what's happening in the match tonight, are
you? Ian from McLaughlin has texted in to say #awkward. So that's another one that he's got to go through, unfortunately, after Saturday.
I don't think he was that bad. I thought he was
he played. That's bad enough to everybody.
I don't think he was anything...
I'll tell you what
any
I didn't
problems
do,
whatsoever.
and I'm not just saying this, but I thought to myself, every time he touched the ball down, I give him a round of applause and a wee cheer. Only for my own... Seriously, only for my own... That's an appalling tackle.
During the...
It really is. It's Embra's just been sent off.
During the typical whinges that we have on the forum, somebody said, and it was quite laughed at actually, that we should sing his name for quite a prolonged period at Walsall on Saturday if he plays. And I thought, you know what, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
The away stands right close to the goal. He's going to be a couple of feet away from the fans. Give him the support. Make him want to play.
He can't win that, kid. He's done here. It's as simple as that. He might as well just see the last couple of months or whatever and just go.
Incidentally, also, because we spoke a lot about McLaughlin last week, let's talk about the goal. The goal. The first one. Well, that was great, wasn't it? Come on.
You've been working on that all week.
Yeah, I have.
That was very good.
What was he doing?
Mr. Cole, I have absolutely no idea. What he seemed to be doing was saying, I know what I'm going to do. Board up this end and not getting much. I'll run towards the goal. And then when I turn round, I'll be able to show everyone how great I am. And unfortunately, he did turn round, but the ball kind of got...
Fight, sorry. It really is.
Yeah, it was...
Don't look at that, you.
I reckon pretty much everyone, except for Albie's dad, I think, everyone turned around at half-time and said, that's a great improvement, that's a great game. Even match... could go either way. Probably, certainly not going to be a goal fest anywhere. But I was expecting at that point it'd be a tight match, and anyone could win it.
I thought it was pretty end. It kind of reminded me a little bit, not with a bit less quality. Funnily enough, as even though the Bristol City match was a 0-0 draw, I thought it was a game that had quite a, it was a very watchable game.
It was highly enjoyable.
It was an enjoyable game. I thought the first half was quite similar to that without the quality, so to speak. And I genuinely expect the second half for us to pick up a little bit and play, but it didn't happen, did it?
We just ran out of steam in the second half.
But it was a very on Preston's terms, it was a very Simon Grayson type performance.
It was
very Simon Grayson.
I don't really have a problem with what happened. I mean, we did show. The only problem I've got is the bizarre, like we were saying earlier on, is playing Cole up by himself at the front, which doesn't make any sense.
Absolutely no idea what that's trying to achieve. But
that's my only gripe with that game. I completely. I had a great weekend. Ian McCulloch notwithstanding, it was all right. It was just, it wasn't like the last couple of games where we've just been abject. I mean, it was an improvement, and to say a 2-0 loss is an improvement tells you how bad
it's a little weird, yeah.
That's all I can say, really. I mean, I don't care. Go up next year, stay in League One. I've renewed my season ticket. It's just how it is. I don't really give. It's just a good day out from me, I mean, football was alright. I ain't going to go. I mean, I'll never forget that time when what is it, Shrewsbury?
You've forgotten it.
That time? I've forgotten it. Remember that time, the first playoffs under Martin Allen, and we got
last match in the NHS.
I don't ever
was
want
horrible.
to feel like that again, So I just thought, what, it's only a game at the end of the day, Robbo stays, Robbo goes. I don't have an opinion one way or the other any longer,
Except from when we lose to Chesterfield, and you completely change the fact that you don't have an opinion.
I mean, I'm lying. Everything I just said is just a massive lie, Like I say at work, if I say something, you can pretty much guarantee that I mean the opposite. So I don't, I passionately care about this club, It's just, but I don't want to get all, sucked into the way they are on these bloody forums. It's not life or death, It's only a game.
I do think it's... I think it's been a great week in terms of entertainment looking at that forum. Barely any of the posts have wound me up. I've looked at them and I've gone, that's great. That's cheered me up. There was one that just completely made me laugh. I'm not going to name and shame, but
I will. It's
got to Wednesday afternoon last time I checked, and people are still putting up posts up saying, if Robbo goes, then should Robbo go? What if Robbo stays? Is Robbo the right manager? Is he that good? Is he overrated? And I thought, does it bloody matter? We've got a game on Saturday. Talk about that.
Yeah.
And as well as that, Robbo is the best thing since sliced bread, He's fantastic.
Someone's written on this bit of paper, the wall. What are we on about? Oh, is that the wall he lined it up and...
I don't know if did anyone else see it?
The vanishing spray, where he marked 10 paces out.
No, this was more
Ian's wall.
This was Ian's wall.
Yeah.
Ian lined the wall up, and it was Samir and someone else. Can't remember who was in it.
Yeah.
But Ian lined the wall up, and Samir essentially relined it up himself. That's the problem. And I actually, there's clearly some challenges defensively, and Ian has some problems and stuff. But he needs his team to just shut up and do what they're told in situations like that.
Yeah, exactly.
He's in charge of that. And I was appalled. I mean, he essentially went and dragged someone else across, but he didn't line the wall up. If they'd have spotted it, essentially they were exposed at the near post. Nothing to do with Ian, and Ian would have got the blame, but it was Carruthers.
Oh, he would have done.
Pulling the wall out of the way.
Yeah, especially as he would have been beaten at his near post.
Exactly.
The past couple of games, he's had a bit of issue getting across to that side, and if he'd been beaten at his near post again, it would have been his fault again. Nobody would have batted an eyelid at Samir then, because you can't say anything to Samir after his tearful farewell last Saturday.
I thought you were on about the referee, like I said, with his fantastic vanishing spray that marked out the free kick for us in the first half. Yeah. Walked 10 yards, realised the Preston players was 2 yards behind him, and then walked back and just thought, okay, lads, I'll just put it where you stood then. Okay.
Did you see?
Sorry, you got it on.
Did you see Samir's shoulder? I hadn't really got just Samir's. It's dislocating, and it dislocated just before half time. And the poor bugger, it literally was. It just goes and it's hanging out, and they just get him at the side of the pitch and they just hoik him back in. And apparently, it's not that painful.
He's all the time.
He is. We were talking about this the other week. He's quite used to it. Apparently, it happens so often that I suppose your muscles get so flexible.
He had to go for an operation, man, mate.
I have it pinned in, I suppose.
Yeah, it was a nightmare. What was I going to say? I forget now. Talk amongst yourself while I'm... Oh, did any of you guys happen to listen to Three Counties on the way into the match?
A little bit.
Did you hear them talking about McLaughlin?
Not sure.
See, to be quite honest with you, all joking aside, something's got to be done about that, because that is what they were saying on Saturday was absolutely appalling what they were saying. They just annihilated that kid. It was you just think to yourself, like,
what sort of things were said? Because I missed it.
Well, they were just saying basically that he's nowhere near good enough, and that they were amazed that he was lining up today when they had Charlie Burns there, and
Charlie Burns has played one professional
essentially. McLaughlin should never be allowed. And I'm paraphrasing, but the sort of general gist of the conversation was that McLaughlin should never be allowed to play professional football again.
They're like that though, they need him to play so they can have somebody to criticise.
Yeah.
If Ian wasn't playing, they can't slate Casey because he might be good radio next week. Or whatever. They're never going to speak to Ian, whatever. Yeah. Ian probably doesn't listen to the radio. Let's slate him, but. They need to slate somebody. They need to have somebody to whinge about.
They are very much that. I mean, there's so much...
Especially that bloke from Luton.
Jeff
Doyle.
I must say, in the nicest possible way, I find it really difficult to listen to him sometimes because all he's doing is picking on Powell or someone, and generally without any sense of...
Last season, his radio professionalism towards Powell was borderline disgusting at times.
Can I just say, the fact that we're sitting here talking about other people's radio professionalism, can you just
when he's not
hear our 17 live listeners giggling?
I have you know that I have a rather professional radio voice.
Was that the match, getting back to that, where Robbo didn't acknowledge anyone once again except the Preston players?
Yep.
It was. I thought that was...
Got to stop doing that, to be quite honest.
I almost thought he was going to go up to their fans and applaud.
Thanks for coming, Thanks for coming, fellas.
Yeah, go shake hands, go down the pub with him afterwards.
He's got to pack that with that, hadn't he? Just been a child. I said it last week. He's an infant, as simple as that. An idiot he is.
And when you got players playing like we have, like we just said about Ian Mack and that's the last thing you need, is a manager respectful or disrespecting the team like that.
Yeah,
in that
ignoring
way.
you. It is petulant, and I totally get he has a point to make. But in some cases, those players are going out there, they're doing their thing. They may not be getting the results they need at any particular time, but I still want them to be clapped off the field by the fans, and I still want them to be encouraged by the manager.
Yep.
There are behind the scenes things.
Yeah, exactly.
You can
He
do.
should be seen to be doing it publicly, even if he's got a different agenda when he gets down under the stands.
Absolutely, yeah.
I worked for someone once years ago, and the analogy will hold true. This guy who I worked for, his tactic was, if someone had made a mistake, was when everyone was in the office, was to have a go at him then in front of everyone. And I always thought at the time, you're either an idiot. I couldn't really understand why he was doing that. And you're thinking, well, he's only doing it as a warning for everyone else. And I'm thinking, I don't care, because I'll just leave and go somewhere else. And these guys will probably be the same, won't they?
Yeah.
They just think, if you keep this up, then this England's brightest young manager thing is literally just going to disappear quicker than me down that road at 9 o'clock when this show finishes. I'll be honest with you, it is, wasn't it? He's got to stop that. He's got to show a certain level of maturity that he's sadly lacking at the minute. If you ask me, he really is.
I know what you're saying there about the managers, but for players, I mean, you look at it from their point of view. Let's go back again. Ian McLaughlin. He seems at the moment like he's just going through the motions.
Yeah, he's bereft of...
He's lost, everything's gone completely.
Everything. He's got no confidence whatsoever.
For a player, for any player, regardless of who they are, you've got to be looking surely for your next employment. You've got to be wanting to do well in your current position to make your next employers want to employ you. Doesn't seem to be anything there with him.
I have a theory about him.
Go on.
He's either right. I've, thought about this. He's either resigned himself to the fact that this will be his last, gainful employment as a footballer, or he's just really stupid and he's no idea how bad he is. That is genuinely what I'm thinking. I'm not trying to be funny.
I know what you mean,
I know that sounds funny, but that is genuinely... He's either, doesn't care, or... or he just can't realise what he's doing,
when Martin's playing, even when the ball's not with him, he's always there, he's always moving around, he's looking for something, looking for players, calling for players. McLaughlin just ambles around like a torpedoed frigate or something sometimes.
I remember watching a League of Their Own, James Corden programme on Sky Sports a while ago, and Joe Hart was a guest, and he said, he was asked a question, he said, it seems like quite a boring job when you haven't got anything to do. Is there ever a time when you stand around and you just think about other things? And he said, I've got to be honest, a few weeks ago we played Norwich and we won 7-0. And I stood there in the goal, or whatever game this was, and he said, and I planned my route home. He said, because there were roadworks on my way home, and he thought, well, how am I going to get through? How? You don't look at David Martin and you never think he's planning his route home. He's always going, and shouting, that.
Impersonating a seagull.
Yeah, the seagull. And
worshipping his seagull
Yeah.
masters. I'll be honest, I just think the kid's confidence is shot, and I think he's absolutely not getting the support he needs from